Hello everybody, David Wilson here from Dr. Stem Cells, and in today's video I'm back. I've got my voice back, so it's really good. I'm feeling a lot better. We're going to talk about the stem cells, because so far we've done a video series on PRP, and I feel like it's a bit of a misnomer to talk about stem cells. I want to be the doctor who explains stem cells to everyone and haven't even started. So in today's video we're going to have a quick overview of what are stem cells and what can they do. Stem cells are defined as cells that have the ability to develop into many different types of cell in the body. Generally speaking, they're considered to be blank slate cells that have the potential to become any type of cell, including muscle, nerve, blood vessel, other tissues, brain, anything. That's what stem cells would be traditionally. So when we think about stem cells, we often think about the early phases of life, embryology, and the prenatal stages right through the womb to delivery, and even into childhood when the child is going to grow and develop lots of body structures. They're going to get big, they're going to get strong, they're going to have a lot more bone development and growth. And that's why we can see they can grow so much, because they have lots of cells in the body which are able and ready to divide and become more of what is needed. Stem cells have the ability, all stem cells as far as we know, have the ability to divide and replicate infinitely. That means that when a stem cell divides, the mother cell divides into two and it has two identical daughter cells. Now this is quite special in medicine. Generally speaking, when cells divide, they age. That means the telomeres get shorter, and at some point when telomere length gets too short, the cell is going to be told, you're too old, time to go, and it'll actually switch itself off or take suicide, if you want to call that. That's called apoptosis. Stem cells divide and the daughter cells can remain a stem cell. This is known as self-renewal. And then the other daughter cell can become new tissue, or both could, in theory, the body could decide to increase the number of stem cells and actually double them up and double and double. But as they self-renew, often what happens is one cell will become a new tissue type and the other will become a new stem cell. So for example, if in our case we give treatments for joint pain or joint problems, maybe one of the cells will become a chondrocyte. That's a cell that's going to become cartilage tissue, and the other one will stay as becoming a new stem cell ready to divide again and can become something more as necessary. Other things about stem cells which are interesting is that they can differentiate into many different types of cells. So in my clinical practice, I often see and talk about mesenchymal stem cells or mesenchymal stem cells. They're stem cells which can turn into cartilage, fat, muscle, and bony tissue. So that's the four things that stem cell can become. It has four ways to go. The fifth thing, I suppose, would be that it can become a copy of itself. So stem cells divide, they can change their function, and they can also replicate themselves. This makes them extremely potent in medicine, particularly in regenerative medicine, as we try to harness this potential for the body to be able to grow new tissue using its own cell and your DNA. If our own DNA is used, then there's no chance of rejection and there's no chance for strange or unexpected reactions to occur. Generally speaking, they're used to repair damaged or diseased tissues, and you'll hear about stem cells in everything from MS treatments to treatments for different types of cancer to the more modern applications which are cosmetics or musculoskeletal disorders, even urology and sexology. The current state of research for stem cells is that it's a growing, and it's in infancy, but it is a growing area of study, and we see more and more studies every year. When we start to look at it, we find a lot of studies have looked at the effect of stem cells in knee arthritis, for example, other types of arthritis, and there's a growing body of research now also looking at stem cells for use in things like tendinitis and other issues in the soft tissues surrounding joints. We see another interesting branch of regenerative medicine as we look into now a growing body of evidence for cosmetic regeneration, where people are taking stem cell treatments or even just PRP to stimulate the stem cells that are found in the tissues to try and grow younger tissue to get firming and plumping of the skin and other tissues. This is also an interesting area of study, and we'll talk about this in other videos. So this was a quick introduction to stem cells. They have a lot of potency, there's a lot of potential here, but we haven't got the end of the story, and we're going to look more into stem cells as time moves on. So join me in the next video as we try to talk a little bit more in depth about mesenchymal stem cells. We'll have some comparisons to those in hematopoietic and other types of stem cells, and we'll try to narrow down what stem cells are and how they function. I'll see you in the next one.